Have you ever thought about starting your own podcast? When I was trying to get this podcast off the ground, I had a lot of questions. How do I record an episode? How do I get my show into all the apps people like to listen? How do I make money from my podcast? The answer to every one of these questions is really simple. Anchor. Anchor is the one-stop shop for recording, hosting, and distributing your podcast. The best of all, it's 100% free and ridiculously easy to use. And now Anchor can match you with great sponsors who want to advertise on your podcast. That means you get paid the podcast right away. In fact, that's what I'm doing right now by reading this ad. So come on to Anchor. Get your podcast started. It's the best way to podcast. It's easy. It's free. Can't beat free. Come on over right now and you get paid to podcast. So if you always wanted to start a podcast, make money doing it, go to anchor.fm/start. That's anchor.fm/start to join me in a diverse community of podcasters already using Anchor. That's anchor.fm/start. I can't wait to hear your podcast.
Y'all don't know the genius that I come at y'all with. Y'all don't know. I give y'all something y'all think is a fastball and it's really a curveball. Y'all think I'm talking shit when I'm talking real niggas. I don't know why they play with me.
Y'all already know the vibes, man. Unpopular Opinion Podcast. I'm your host, Grand Hefe. Joined as always by my co-host, Dano the Don. What's going on with you, bro?
Yeah, you know what it is.
See, you know what? I meant to explain this the last time that we got on. For y'all that don't know Dano for real, this is how he acts all the time. Like when we talk on the phone and I'm like, "What up, bro?" Yeah, like that's him. So like, you know, by the end of this, y'all gonna be saying the same thing. Watch, y'all gonna be wanna be a part of Yata. Trust me.
Y'all gonna learn, yeah. Y'all gonna learn.
You gonna learn today. You're gonna learn today. But I thank everybody for tuning in to the Unpopular Opinion Podcast. This is our first episode going live, man. So we're gonna start live streaming all our episodes. They're gonna be available on YouTube as well. We're gonna try to get the podcast going as well. Still on Apple, iTunes, Google Podcasts, Spotify, and all that. The same way that we always get it to you. But we just wanted to try a little something different, spice up the podcast. And man, like I'm actually already loving this already, honestly, bro.
I like the setup. I like that it's already feeling a little more official. We about to get up in here and take some booties.
Take some. No homo. No homo. Please, no homo. We gotta make sure we say that, cause boy. You know
nowadays.
Yeah, you know the 12-year-old kids will be in the comments. You know the 12-year-olds will be in the comments, bro, at you. You know what I'm saying? They gonna be at you. But let's go ahead and kick this thing off, man. It's been a while since we actually talked last. As far as podcasts go. We're gonna go more of a loose structure now. Still gonna be doing the same stuff. We just a little bit more loose and
freestyle that bitch.
Yeah, since the last time we talked though, bro, I don't know if you remember, Robert Fuller, the 24-year-old guy that's out of California, the one from Palmdale, California, that was found hanging from a tree that they said was apparent suicide. I still don't understand what's taking so long for this shit to be ruled a homicide, because ain't no fucking black people hanging themselves from a fucking tree. This happened again in California. It happened again in Texas. What the fuck is going on with bless you. What the fuck is going on?
Thank you.
With all these apparent suicides that's going on, like do they think that we that fucking stupid that we gonna believe that black people is just going out there hanging them fucking selves?
Bro, I honestly think right now all they doing is trying to stir up this anger. And now I feel like this is gonna sound crazy, but I personally feel there's obviously good police and there's bad police. But I feel right now the bad police are getting something in the mail, per se, or getting told, whispered in their ear that this is the time to make the uproar happen, to cause as much, as much destruction, confusion that they can. And they're doing it successfully. Because realistically, there hasn't been a time in a long time where our black men was getting lynched It's been the longest time since we was worried about that. Now we can't even, as we said before, we ain't safe in our house. We ain't safe going down the street. We ain't safe anywhere.
We ain't safe nowhere.
And the problem is they're starting to get into all of our black minds and teach us that racism is still here everywhere because of these things. And then it's just building more hatred. It's building that same old thing. Just like, did you hear about what Kyrie Irving was talking about to other people in the NBA about starting his own league?
Yes.
So you gonna tell me we worked so hard to include everybody, to get everybody together, to honestly ball on white people, to now retract that, go backwards because of everything going on. I understand where he's coming from, but I don't think he understands where he's going with that. Like it sounds great up front.
I think the basis of that was more so he felt that the NBA and all of these other people only really wanted them to come out and play. And that's another thing. I know that we talked about that on the last podcast about you know, the NBA returning, or maybe it was something else. But anyways, Kyrie Irving just felt like this was going to be a distraction, and I think we did talk about it. But
oh, we didn't talk about the Kyrie Irving yet, bro. It didn't happen yet.
Oh, well, we kind of talked about the
other sport things going on.
The overall picture of it, because we talked about what Steven Jackson said. We played the Steven Jackson clip, that's kind of stemming from the same Kyrie Irving tree, because Kyrie Irving had already.
But I will say, bro, if he's saying that they want to start another league and make it inclusive to everybody, I agree with that still. I think we could do that, because then that means we starting our own shit. I think we should start our own shit as black men, start our own whole NBA, sure, but still let white people in the shit in. If that's the case, I'm all for it, because we should change who's the head of these things, because at the end of the day, they obviously don't have everybody's.
I just think in sports like football and basketball, where you have predominantly black athletes, I think especially, you know, a lot of these times you got owners like Jerry Jones switching over to the NFL real quick, kind of in the same realm. You got an owner like Jerry Jones who told his players that if they kneel for the national anthem, they're going to be looking for another place of employment.
But so that's what I'm saying. At this point, this is when we can stand up.
Yep.
We can stand up. But if we do make that separation from the NBA, we just make another same thing. I think that's what we need to do with a lot of companies. With a lot of these companies we see as racist, then take their place. We need to take their place. Just like the non-for-profit I'm starting called Train the Nine. I'm sorry, it's called Train the Nine. And what my nonprofit is doing is we're trying to get together money from the government. We don't want any money from people. We're not trying to make money off this. But in places like Washington, all you need to be a police is $120 to take a mental exam and a physical test. And you could be a police. So I'm trying to get more people from every community to be a police. Even though I can't make people.
Let me ask you a question on that, because I know you sent me that like a few days ago, and I couldn't wait to actually talk about that on the podcast. So just my little quick thing here. I honestly don't know. I mean, there's some good police officers out there. Don't get it wrong. Like that's just like. Nobody is at 100%. Oh, this is the worst.
Yeah.
You know. So you know. So when I'm up here talking, let's not get too literal here. I'm just talking to the fans.
Yeah,
I ain't talking to you. I know me and you, but I'm just talking about to the people that's gonna listen to this podcast. The people that's
don't overly generalize what you're saying. Because if you do that, you taking it incorrect.
I don't think black people should be a part of the police force. Now, there's good cops out there, black, that do their thing, and I would never tell anybody how to live their life, but it's the compass, the moral code that we already have built in us. And no matter what's going on, we still sympathize with other people that look like us when treated unfairly. And you've seen so many times on the police force where guys are getting killed, people are getting choked out, and the officers just sit there. Why? Because they know they can't do anything. They
and that's the problem right there.
And that's why I say I don't know if getting us in there, but I guess you got to. But some of the ones that is in there acting like the people that don't like us because of who they work for.
But then that makes sense as well, because think if they're the majority. Okay, well I think I'm gonna hit about 3 topics real quick. First off, I want to say
boy, it's hot as a mug, and it hot as a bee. I ain't gonna lie, son.
No, hey, even in Washington, bro.
I think it's this alcohol, bro. I think that's what that is. I think that's what this is. I think that ain't helping. Yeah, bro. I think that's what it is.
But the first thing I'm gonna touch on is, as a community, we got to stop looking at like the job of a police as being like, as a black community, when we see someone that says they want to be a police, when you in high school, it's like, oh, look at this police ass nigga, this snitch ass, whatever. It's a negative thing. So in the longevity of that, the only people who are gonna become police are people who are against, meaning that majority number is only going to rise. The people who don't like black people per se are going to be the one getting in, because nobody wants to get in if they love black people. Because now in this day and era we live in, people still look at police as people who hate black people. And now this is going on to the next topic. Mm-hmm. A big problem right now also is there's a lot of black men getting killed by police, and a lot of people say, oh, well, they're not all bad. But the problem is, it's beyond the people who killed the black men, because the people who know of these things don't speak because of what you said as well. Because of that community, they feel like we stick together even when bad shit happens. So even police who ain't all bad, they're not all good either, because they know what's going on, and they're not speaking up. But then that goes to my third point. That's why we need, as a community, to put our people in there. So at least, even if we're not a majority, we have a more equality. Because the problem with police today, I believe out of, say, 20 police, there's probably 3 black. And those 3 black men are so outnumbered by the white men that they start to take their traits. It's like birds of a flock together. If you're around all these other people, whether you like them or not, you're going to end up like them. And I feel like that's our biggest problem.
But they still have to but see, that's what we kind of disagree there, because they still have to uphold the law, regardless of whether they're black, whether they're white. They still got to uphold the law. And when the law is basically letting them fuck us over, when the law is basically letting them say, oh yeah, we stopped you illegally. You did nothing wrong, but I started harassing you, and then I started grabbing you for no reason, which any normal person, if somebody just reaching out, grabbing you, knowing that you didn't do anything wrong, you're going to snatch away. And then they say, oh yeah, see, he was resisting. That's why he's able to do that. And it's like, so for me, it doesn't matter who you got in office or who you got in that position.
In the police force.
They still have the law on their side. And, this brings me to a point, kind of switching gears and kind of segueing over to kind of a similar situation. One of the officers in the Rayshard Brooks, in the Rayshard Brooks case, he's already been let off on he's already been released on bail. He's already been a CNN interview. Literally, probably 45 minutes after he was already released, he turned himself in. He was released like an hour later, and he was already doing an interview. And at first they were saying that he was going to testify as a witness for the state, and then all of a sudden his lawyer come out, oh, he's not going to testify anymore. Well, why you think that is, bro? Because these police officers, they live by a code. They live by that code. It's almost like being like if you was in the streets, like you live by a code. You know what I'm saying? So for these people, they live by a code. So it's the same.
I'm glad you said that it's the same. Now let's prospectively think about this. So if we think of the police, we can think of them realistically as a gang, correct?
Yeah.
So if you infiltrate, say you have a hood, let's just say Pyru, and it's full of real niggas. But then let's just say 3 snitches get into the mix.
Yep.
That's gonna fuck up the whole thing. Now, I feel like that's the same thing with police in a
theoretically, on the surface, we're talking about it because we know, yes, something like that could. But you also got to think, when you in the streets, your laws are governed by your peers, right? People that came before you, your big homies, the OGs. That's who laid the law.
But that's the
when the government, the people that don't like us, the same people that gave us fake freedom, that gave us being, oh, you're free. Those are the people that come up with these laws, not the big homie from the block that your uncle knew back in the day.
But that's the problem. But now this is where we're coming into a problem as a society today. The police aren't following the laws; they're following their own laws.
Which is the point. That's exactly the point that I'm trying to make. That they ain't following the laws, but they getting off by loopholes created by the government. Which is the reason why now they coming up, oh, no chokeholds, no knock warrant. Because they already know, like, bro, like this stuff should have already been outlawed. You shouldn't be able to choke somebody out, that's handcuffed. I mean, that's, like, it shouldn't take a genius to come up with, hey, you know what, maybe we should be choking out people, when they got their hands handcuffed behind their back with fucking bracelets on them. Yeah, that, you know what I'm saying? That don't make any sense. So the people that's making these laws are the people that's enabling the people in blue to do what they're doing. And I don't think having more diversity on the force is gonna deal with that. Because we always say, let me ask you this real quick, and then I'm gonna let you go. What do we always say about police officers when they're trying to abuse their power? What do we say about them?
They're crooked.
No. What do we say? Meaning, like, oh, we could tell he used to be, soft in school. That's why he became a what? Yeah,
no, that's true. He used to get bullied and shit.
So the people that's technically going for these jobs, bro, like, it's the people, not necessarily, not all of them got bullied. I mean, obviously, but I'm just saying, for the vast majority, you can tell people that really wasn't nothing in high school, or they always got picked on, or they didn't have many friends, because when they join the police force, those be the biggest, toughest ones. I doing all of these riots, I seen black police officer literally, bro, like, trying to bait this woman to come outside like he was so tough, and it's like, bro, you're not tough. It is a black dude, like, bro, you're not tough, dog. Like, you're not tough just because you got police written across your chest and you got a badge and a gun, and ain't nobody really gonna try you like that. While you're trying to incite somebody to come outside so they can, so you can handle them. It's like, do that when you're not in them, and you're not in them uniforms. Do that then. Do that. I guarantee you won't go to I guarantee you all these police officers that get so big and tough when they're in uniform, oh, what you gonna do? Yeah, come out here. I guarantee you none of them will be willing on their day off to go to these same hoods that they go terrorize with no police gear on, and talk to them same people the same way, asking them what they gonna do, and come outside and, oh yeah, come on, and I'll do this. I guarantee you they wouldn't. So I don't think it matters about the diversity on the force. I think it matters about the people in charge, the people up top, because if they don't change, you had the coon officer on MSNBC talking about the Rayshard Brooks shooting was justified. He did exactly what he was supposed to do. Are you kidding me?
I've seen a lot of things like that.
This makes no sense to me, bro.
But that's why I say because you said it before, you have more sympathy for those who look like you. So if we get more people who look like us, they may have more sympathy. But not even before, that same time, if we want to change, we have to go do other things. I.e., we have to go ratify 13th Amendment. We have to go amend it again, go change it up again, and then take off that part that says, unless you're a slave. Because the problem with that is America is profiting way too much off of slavery behind bars. Because if you're paying somebody I made a whole video about this. They make billions and billions of dollars off of black men in jail. So what would that incentivize a policeman who works for this company, i.e. America, what is his real goal? His real goal is to get tickets and get people arrested. And that's their whole goal. What we need to do is step back. And that's why I say I feel like we need more people from each community. Even if it's not hood, we need more people to represent each community. So the people...
No, we need more Israelite people, which would never be in the forest.
And that's true.
That's not for us.
That is a good...
It's just not for us. And I get it, bro. I get it. It's just not for us. Because it just messes with the moral compass. Because let me ask you something.
I'm gonna tell you the simplicity of it. A strong person doesn't need the police. 99% of the time, a strong person will not need the police. So a real strong black man, and there's strong white men, whatever, of course. But a strong motherfucker doesn't need the police at the end of the day. So that's why we don't really think about the police as much as others too, because we're not jumping in. I'm not gonna lie and act like I've jumped in and tried to get in the force. I probably would never try to be a policeman because it ain't me. At the end of the day, if I feel like something needs handled, I'll handle it my damn self. Just like today, I was about to get it the hands with 4 niggas at the same time because they was being disrespectful, and then after that, I was about to fight some other family because they was being racist because it was my daughter's birthday and shit. And then the little boys having fun over here, and then, oh, we told you can't play with them. And then, that's a whole nother story, but...
Yeah. No, I already... Bro, yeah. Just a quick side note. This green screen make my hair look really, really short, by the way. I just want to let y'all know.
My shit just...
I'm hanging now. I just want y'all to know. I'm hanging. Yeah.
No, but what I'm saying is a weak motherfucker would be like, oh, 911, I just dealt with some racism or some bullshit, but I'm gonna handle it on my own. And that's the problem with it is us as a society. A lot of our community, I'm gonna say the black community, because they are the ones who are dealing with all this. We don't realize how much power we have, and the problem is the man who feels like he should have the power because he has a badge is starting to recognize, all right, they're waking up, but not everybody is, but they're seeing all of us wake up because they see it on screens. They're seeing us protesting. They see what's really going on. They see we ain't taking it no more. So now they have fear too. They're scared as hell. But
they scared. They most definitely. They most definitely is scared. That's for sure. You can just see it, bro. Like you can see as if they wasn't already fidgety. You can see it. Like when you seeing these videos of these other protests and the people that, just put up random videos of, whatever peaceful, whether it be peaceful or not, you can just see it in these dudes' eyes that is like at any moment. And that's the way you have to think about it too, because like at any moment it can go down. Like it can go as these people out here always freaking racing outside of my freaking stuff, but it's you can tell that as if they wasn't already in survival mode and already on edge, they're even more on edge, which is the reason why we're seeing more crime from the police just spike up, because any little thing, have you seen that all of the cops from like different places all over the world are like not showing up to calls?
They're calling in sick.
And then they try to say that they're calling in sick. Nah, they're not calling in sick, bro. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. There's a difference between when motherfuckers are not showing up to the calls and then you come out later and say, oh, no, we just had a bunch of call-ins. No, motherfucker, ain't nobody coming in. Ain't nobody showing up to the calls.
No, bro, they're saying they're sick in the middle of their shift. I was watching them videos too, G. Like, how the fuck? Oh, you came to work healthy, but now all of a sudden you got to help a brother. Now, oh shit!
Now I'm sick. Yeah, now I'm sick, and it's like
Taco Bell. I got diarrhea. Shit.
How you raise your hand? How you raise your hand to serve and protect? But then when you supposed to serve and protect, you sick and you want to go home just because you can't beat up on innocent black people like that? Because that's what I get from it. I get from it. Oh, I'm mad that y'all are now siding with these people and not with us. So I'm just going to go home in the middle of my shift. I'm just not going to show up. We talked about it last week. The whole SWAT team in Florida resigned because their chief took a knee with the protesters in solidarity. So,
but now think about this though. Is that a new thing?
Oh, most definitely
taking
not.
Their time to come to, like, really now. But it's funny because now them doing this so open, we can question their integrity this whole time. Because all the time when we think about anytime you see a nigga call the police, a black man, black woman call the police, it will take
all day, 30, 40 minutes for them to show up and they right down the street.
Don't even call them.
Yeah, just don't even.
And I hate to say it like that. Bro, did you hear about that? This is a random thing, but did you hear about that Social Security number thing where they say if your fifth number is even, like you're black?
No,
don't
that's
say
not
it
true.
out loud. That's
not true.
Say it in your head and see.
No, I already know.
No, I was about to say.
I already know my fifth number.
I didn't think so either.
Yeah, I already know my fifth number. And,
no, I know.
And mine's is I guess because of my name. I guess they thought that I was white, so they probably gave me an odd number.
That's what I said. That's what they did to me.
Yeah, they was like.
I even told my mom. I guess I'm lucky. Shit, that's why they call me back.
They didn't read the paperwork all the way down, to the race ethnicity part of my birth certificate, and they just seen.
They were just clicking.
Yeah, they just seen my name and they're like, oh shit, yeah, he white. Yeah, we gonna give him an odd number.
he's white. He's white enough.
Let me get your. This is really, before I get to the Juneteenth, I really want to get to Juneteenth because it was yesterday. But before we get to that, I also want to ask you, how do you feel about, I'm not going to call them what I want to call them because I want to get your honest opinion without
a bias.
Yeah, without a bias. So let me get this right. I'm just gonna ask the question then, because I don't want to put no extra additives. How do you feel about them changing the names of like Ancient Mama and all, the stuff that they claim is, not claim. I don't want to say claim, but the stuff that they say is, I guess, should be changed. How do you feel that now they're making the change and changing names of stuff that was considered offensive?
See, that's hard. Because the problem is I ain't done my research. But I will say from not doing research where I stand, I kind of feel like, okay, there's a starting point, and the starting point where it was right, kind of, in my eyes, to take down all the racist people and shit. And that's where we started at. But now I feel like they're just pushing it, and they keep it going like, now let's see how many black people we can push off and shit. Because I feel like at first their intentions were pure, but now
their intentions was never pure. I've been saying this since the start of this season.
Bro, I don't know. I believe what you're saying too, because if you look at every video of the statues coming down, it's always like white people who are actually pulling it down.
Yeah, bro. Since the start of this season, since the start of season 3 of Unpopular Opinion, make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, turn on post notifications, do all that good stuff. Yata. But this is how I feel, bro. And I said this last week when we did this podcast. I don't know if you remember, and I actually posted this clip on Instagram. Make sure you guys go subscribe to the Unpopular Opinion podcast. The link will be down right here. You see it ticking off across the bottom of the screen right now. Unpopular Opinion _podcast on Instagram. But I put this up on Instagram, bro, and I said they're changing a lot of stuff for everybody else. Now, this is nothing but smoke screen. We got Breonna Taylor, killer, still out there.
Pause. They fired one of the guys.
Yes. They fired the one. They fired the one that shot the 10 shots in there because they said it was too much.
Now imagine you worked anywhere else. You killed somebody. You work at the Nike outlet. Some dude, he's like, I don't like these shoes. You kill that nigga, you get fired. You don't go to jail.
Yeah, you don't go to jail. You just get fired. That's okay.
That nigga 10 times.
This is my thing, bro. How is that excessive force, but not shooting somebody in the back? How is that not how is shooting somebody in the back less harmful than, I guess, shooting somebody that's not even a threat to you. That's literally trying to get away from you. That is literally the definition of someone who's not a threat. Someone who is fleeing from you. That's okay to shoot him. Right? But after you've been shot at. After you've been shot at. After you've been shot at.
Are you talking about the one from Wendy's, bro?
Yeah, Rayshard Brooks, who was shot in his back when he was fleeing. He took the taser. He resisted arrest. He does not deserve to die because he took a taser. I've seen plenty instances where cops run from people with knives instead of shooting them with the taser. So it just happens that a black person always seems to die no matter what happens.
I'm just gonna say that was a really hard situation to judge because
it wasn't.
I'm gonna say why.
No, it wasn't.
I'm gonna say why though because of this. I'm not saying for him to get killed, no matter what.
So that's why it wasn't a hard situation. So that's why it's not a hard situation to judge. The penalty shouldn't be death.
Yeah, I guess.
It shouldn't be death.
No matter what. Yeah, no matter what, he shouldn't have been
killed. Yeah, it shouldn't be death.
What makes it hard?
You want to take him to jail? Do that.
I think he should have got shot in the leg. I will hold to that.
No.
I think he should have got shot in the leg.
Why?
Bro,
Tell me why.
Just cause the nigga
see,
had
now we saying that. Now, see, because go ahead.
No, because first. Well, that's a hard one, bro.
It's not a hard one.
Really?
It's nothing. It's nothing hard. Listen,
I don't feel like he should have been killed. Period.
I'll go first. I'll go first. Then how about this?
Yeah. You go first, and I'm gonna come back.
When you watch the video, he's talking to the police officers, calm. There's no whatever.
It was all cool.
I'm gonna say this first before I get into my point. What I don't agree with is people acting like he did nothing wrong. Now let's get that out the way first. Let's not act like he didn't do anything wrong. That's what I'm
referring to.
He did something wrong. He broke the law. Like people who saying, "Oh, he was only asleep in his car." Do y'all know that is you can still get a DUI for being drunk in your car if the keys are not in the trunk. Like that's law. So
and then people are saying they should have just let him walk home. But that's not in reality. He should have went to jail, but they could have handled it.
They could have handled it different. And that's why I say it wasn't a hard situation to judge. Because you want to take him to jail, fine. I know plenty of people that don't went to jail for DUI. I mean, let's not act like he's the first person that would have went to jail, for a DUI. Like let's not do that. The penalty though shouldn't be death because even if I took your taser, even if I took a taser from you, bro. Even if I took a taser from you, this man didn't have a gun. There's two officers there. I know both of y'all have a taser. Both of y'all have a taser. So if he took one taser, that means you guys still have one taser. So if he's running away, why don't you chase him? Don't y'all go to the academy? Don't y'all do all this physical fitness? Ain't that's what y'all supposed to be doing? Foot patrols and all that other stuff. But no, it's just so easy to shoot somebody, right? Only when they're black, though.
What fucks me up? This is what fucks me up, though. That you can't see in the video is you can't see if he actually tases the other police with a taser. But because if he didn't, and I don't think he actually hit. I think he shot it and missed. But that other police should have still at least had his taser on him. But the problem
he had the taser and he put it away and grabbed his gun. That's why I say this is not a hard. This should not even be. This one ain't hard to judge because there's a such thing as like escalation of force. Meaning, if you got a taser, I don't shoot you with a gun.
Should get in trouble. But it's just, bro. The problem with it is we have too many pussies in the force, and I hate to say there's no other way to say it. If there's two of y'all, and there's one drunk guy, and y'all can't.
You know us niggas. We already naturally strong, bro. Nah, nigga, he got that.
But this nigga was drunk as fuck, bro.
He was on Incredible Hulk, bro. And there's nothing to laugh about, but he was on Incredible Hulk.
It's true.
And ain't no little white boys, bro. I just don't agree with.
But that's what I'm saying.
I just don't agree with killing him, bro. That's what I don't agree with. Because there's other things that you could have done. You could have let him go. He already told you where his sister stayed. He gave you his license. He already subjected to a breathalyzer and all of that. So you know where he could possibly be at, because you're not going to let him go.
That's true. I didn't think about that. I didn't even think about that. Yeah, they already did get his info. They could have. I didn't think.
He had already told you his sister stayed like a couple blocks. Can you just let him walk home? Which is the reason why everybody that seen the video was saying, well, they could have just let him go. I don't care whether they should have let him go, whether they should have took him to jail. What I care about is another black man gunned down when he was no threat.
Yeah.
Regardless, if I punch you in your face, but then I take off and run, am I a threat to you at that moment? Am I a threat to you at that moment? If I hit you and I run away, I'm running away from you. How can I be a threat to you? How can you be in danger for your life? Because that's the only time you should want to shoot somebody. That's the only time I shoot somebody. I'll put that fire on you if my life is in danger, or if I got to protect my family. You running away from me, you're no threat to me, and you got a taser. All you got is a taser. I also have a taser. So the fact that you thought that it was okay to kill this man, that's the problem. And then you heard the other officer talking about how they stood on top of him, on his shoulders or something like that, and how they waited minutes before they even called a paramedic. That's what I'm talking about. But it's always that way when it's a black man. Yet you see countless numbers of other people that can get away with threatening police, running up the police with weapons, and nothing ever get done. That's the problem.
Another thing people need to think about too is the hospitals. Like we get the same treatment in the hospitals as well. And the only reason I say that is just yesterday. There's a whole video where they just keep waiting, and the mom keeps saying that my son is dying. Please check on him. And they wait all day till he died at the end of the day, and she has a video just crying. And you can see her frustration. And I can connect to that. Because when I've been at the hospital, you can tell you're not a priority. And it's all through society. And I think we just need to... This is the problem. Society looks at black people a certain way. So they don't cherish our lives like we should cherish our own. A lot of black people don't even cherish us black people anymore. A lot of us look at each other like enemies. We need to get back on our throne, per se, or we need to understand our strength, who we could be. We need to get out of what our culture is, all this bullshit that they put on us to keep us in the same circle. We need to become stronger black men, and I usually want to say Mexican men and everything else, but right now I'm just going to talk about black people because I don't know who's with who anymore. And I just know we need to stick together, but everyone ain't willing to do it.
No, everyone ain't willing to do that, and that's kind of what I was talking about. Because I talked about Juneteenth, and we're gonna also get back to the Robert Fuller because there was a reason why I mentioned his name in the beginning. But that's kind of about like what I was talking about yesterday, right? So if people don't know, yesterday was June 19th. We talked about this a few weeks ago. You should be celebrating Juneteenth, but you still celebrate 4th of July. And, and niggas know that they wasn't free. And on July 4th, 1776, niggas know that they wasn't free, right? And they still say, oh, it's okay, But that's not... Say Cheese, I don't know if whoever listened out there, Say Cheese is a popular media page on Instagram, and they posted, a Juneteenth little graphic yesterday. It was like, June 19th, 1865, is when we were really free, but y'all is still celebrate July 4th. And I made a comment, and I was like, niggas really only celebrate their own culture when it's cool to do, bro. And that's why I say all of this stuff is fabricated. How many Black Lives Matter songs have you heard since this happened? Everybody got a Black Lives Matter. Everybody got a woke song now, right? Where was all these woke songs before? When it was only Kendrick and J. Cole and a few sprinkled in here. Jordan Lucas, Where was all this conscious rap then? Where was all this? Where were all this? Oh, I'm for my people then. And people get mad at me, right? Because they always say, "Oh, well, it's better late than never. Better late than this." And it's not it's not the point of whether or not people are waking up to the truth. It's the fact that people blindly don't care about their own culture, but then when it's cool, when it's elevated on the spotlight, now everybody cares. How many Juneteenth posts did you see yesterday compared to last year or the year before that? Or the year before that? Or the year before that? Or the year before that?
Still, bro.
Huh?
People still don't even know what it is. If you think about it, people just know kind of what it is. And they're like, "Oh, Black Holiday, I'm with it now."
Yeah,
because
and that's exactly what I said on Instagram yesterday. And I was like, people only do it when it's cool, bro. Like it's okay if you support your culture. What I'm saying is the people that actively only do stuff when it's convenient for them.
Those are vultures.
That's what I was referring to. It's not that, oh, you didn't know that, oh, we wasn't free until 1865, even though you should have already known that. Like that shouldn't be new news. It shouldn't be new news that in 1776 your black ass wasn't free or your ancestors wasn't free. You should have knew that.
You should know this, man.
Yeah, you should already know this. And some girl tried to tell me, "Oh, it's because, oh, I'm sorry our people are," and I read it so sarcastic because that's how she put it. "Oh, I'm sorry that our people are just now waking up and that the media has been putting stuff on there to deter us." I'm like, it's 2020. That excuse, that shit been played out.
You got an internet, bitch.
That's exactly what I say. I say you on your phone all day on social media. You telling me that you can't do a quick Google search about your history?
Boom.
Stop fucking. Like, that's what I don't like, bro. I don't like excuses on simple stuff.
What you just said kills me. Motherfuckers now act like, "Oh, I'm so woke. I'm for my people." No, motherfucker. No, you ain't. You for whatever that last post you just said.
You for whatever gonna get you that clout.
What you talking about? If you was really about that shit, you wouldn't worry about all that bullshit. You would be looking up, okay, let me see what my past is so we don't repeat this. Why is this happening here? Why is this happening here? Motherfuckers ain't no woke. Motherfuckers is woke.
Yeah.
That ain't no woke.
And that's what I'm saying, bro. And I'm like, miss me with that. Oh, they put this stuff on the media to distract us. Like it's 2020. Mostly everybody got a cell phone at their disposal. Look at that, mine right here. So
yeah, if not, it's
somewhere close by. I don't care who you are, whether you at work, what you're doing. Your phone is somewhere always close by. At least 85% of the day, your phone is somewhere either attached to you or laying somewhere probably 3 to 5 feet close to you. And you tell me
now people spend an average 45% of their day looking at shit that don't matter.
Then
they say, I don't have no time. I can't make no time.
Yeah, that's what I hate, bro. I hate them people. I hate them. Oh, well, the media did this and they've been telling us this for the longest, but you already know that's a lie. You already know that's a lie. Like, that's a lie. Like you can't tell me you didn't know that's a lie. She talking about, oh, well, back in the day, they told, had my parents thinking that Malcolm X was a terrorist. I'm like, man, who cares about that? We talking about now. There's too much information now for you to be talking about, what the media is trying to do to distract you. Like, as if that matters. And that wasn't even my point.
I want to say this because a lot of people ain't going to like me saying this. The problem with our community is a lot of black men are no longer alphas, and it starts all off from when we are children. We are children. If we don't have a father figure to teach us how to be men, we seem to go and follow female figures, and
that's why you always see them females. Always the females that ain't never had no dad can tell you how to be a real man. That's the problem.
Yeah. And that's what I'm saying. Now
that only hang around gay people too.
Men who don't know how to be men.
Not only
all
do
they know how to do is fuck, bro. And the problem is people aren't masculine. All these niggas are so emotional. Instead of being logical like men are supposed to be. And I'm not saying women are stupid or nothing. women are supposed to be emotional.
But women use more of their heart. They do stuff more by feelings. I feel.
That's what makes us go in that perfect circle. Because men, we're supposed to be logical.
Thinkers.
We think, okay, that this shit might hurt my feelings, but it's the right shit to do. Women, they go off of emotions. That's what God made us do. That's why women are honestly better fucking parents. Most of the time, better parents because they have that emotional shit that us men don't have.
Where us dads is just like, because I know the difference.
Us
I have
as a
sons.
dad, we gonna make it happen.
I have a son and I have daughters. I was going to say I have kids, but I have a son and I have daughters. And
we have a good amount of them, so we can see.
It's totally different. And I'm as a dad, I'm just like boom, 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 boom. You know, and my wife, you know, with my son, she tries to be all nice, but I'm just and that's the total difference between the two. And you're totally right. There's so many men now. They too emotional. They too emotional. They
too fucking emotional. And they won't admit it. They won't admit it because they're like, no, I'm the man of the house. Bitch, that's why there ain't no damn man in the house, because you never knew how to be a man. Mm-hmm. And it ain't your fault. But us as men don't ever accept that. So it's just like a crackhead. If they never accept that they crackheads, they keep smoking that crack. Men in our society don't know black men. And it's obvious. And I can say black men because look at our fucking rate of single mothers out here. And it's only getting worse because
hold on. No, I don't agree with that. I'm gonna stop you there.
Bro.
I don't agree with that.
And this is the thing, bro. And I'm
being a single mother, there's guys that leave. I would never, but, you know, but
right me or wrong me, does that not start a cycle?
Yeah, but it starts a cycle. But what I'm saying is, single mothers isn't always a contribution to the man. Like there's some fucked up women out here, just like there's some fucked up men out here. So,
no. I'm totally.
So the single mother thing, I can get with you on portions of that. Portions.
No, what I'm saying is that is the problem, bro. There's no family unit. It's not. I'm not saying anything about. It could be a single family unit. Even
of course, but that's what child support. Hey, but that's what child support.
Because there's.
Hey, that's what child support and food stamps and all that stuff come in, because that was the goal the whole time. Let's kick the man out of the house. Let's give them, you know, all of these benefits. So guess what? They feel. That's why you always hear, I don't need no man. I don't need no man. I got this. I got that. And it ain't the fact of whether you need somebody, because nobody need anybody. Nobody need anybody.
That was pushed to our society, bro. And it through our music, through our entertainment, through the fucking bullshit ass drama TV shows. Let's be honest. How many of us niggas really want a bitch off a drama TV show?
Nobody.
Let's be real.
Nobody.
But the females, they see that as regular. Because if you watching that every day, shit, that's the regular shit to do. Mm-hmm. That's just what it is.
That's that bird behavior. That's that bird behavior. That's the bird behavior. Because that's what I call it. That's that bird behavior.
And I agree. Because you fuck with it and then it flies away.
Yeah, them ones, you know, them ones. Don't ever fuck with somebody that'll tell you they don't need you, because it's like, of course you don't need me. Like of course nobody needs anybody. Like let's be realistic here. Nobody needs anybody. But do I want to be with you, or do I want to do this? Like, yeah. So that's the culture that we live in, bro.
The problem is
the one that's elevating women to be the heads of households.
Boom. Now the problem is, back in the day, us men had ego. The ego ran a whole household because our ego made us strong enough to keep going. Like, all right, bitch, I know shit hard, and I'm not saying bitch to the women, but I'm saying to the world.
Yeah, you just saying in general, like, all right, bitch, like, yeah,
you're gonna bring me down, but I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna keep my family going. Nowadays, women, like what you just said, I don't need no nigga. Mm-hmm. I can do it on my own. Realistically, it's stupid though, and it's broken down so much that everybody wants to be a man. But then what does that show about women? That y'all don't have no self-pride of what y'all can do. Y'all can have babies. Us niggas can't do that. Why don't y'all appreciate the shit y'all can do? women,
because society has taught them, bro, that they can be so much more, which is fine. Go do your thing, because I have 3 daughters, and I just talked to my daughter. I just talked to him the other day, and I told him, go be something better than your daddy. Go be what they told you that you couldn't be. So I will always preach to my girls that don't let nobody discourage you from reaching your dreams. But also stay in your place. And stay in your place don't mean, when shut up and just do what you're told.
Place. That's what people don't understand. It has nothing to do. It has nothing to do with a woman being a doctor, a woman being a nurse, a woman being an astronaut, a woman being has nothing to do with that. But when we get into our household, we all need to humble ourselves. Just like back in the day, people forget that a man saying for a wife, the wife is always right. So that shows that we respect what you guys are saying. But if we don't get no respect, there ain't gonna be no respect anymore.
Ain't no respect,
and that's the problem. Everybody wants to feel over each other. And at the end of the day, nobody is really over each other, because just as a lot of people believe a woman follows a man, but then the whole household follows the woman. So if anything, the woman has more of an importance on the family's future. All a man is doing is keeping the strength and money flowing. That's most of the time. That's the original.
That's supposed that's supposed to been the plan. That got.
But it makes
I'm
sense.
glad you said that, bro. I'm glad you said that, because I argue with people all the time, and mostly women on social media. And I just cannot figure out for the life of me.
The
most of them
is the
can't cook.
Movement.
Most of them can't cook. They don't know how to clean. They don't know how to take care of no kids. All they know how to do is sit around, be on social media, go get bundles, go get their nails done. But then they want somebody to take care of them. And it's like, and then they say, well, men back in the day used to provide. Men back in the day used to provide,
exactly.
And you know what I tell them? Women back in the day also used to know how to clean and cook and do everything else too. So all that man could do was provide for you. But ain't nobody finna provide for no child. Like I tell people all the time, man. You know when they say, they come up with these questions on Facebook. How much is a man supposed to buy on how much is a man supposed to pay for his bills, or how much of the bills do a dude supposed to pay? And for me, I don't know. I can't speak for anybody else. In my relationship, I pay the bills, and that's only because I have a wife that's also willing to work and willing to do things. I will never pay for a lazy person just to sit around and do nothing. That's just not, like, I've been there, done that. That's not what I'm going to do. So these women that think, you the man, you should just supposed to be provided, or I can work and I keep all my money and you just pay all the bills and I'm just supposed to sit here and be broke, just mess around with a girlfriend or a boyfriend. That's not how this going to work. That's just not how it's going to work.
Think about 90% of the women who complain about, it's not fair. Men get more than us. Men this, men that. It's all the women who are doing exactly what you said, not shit. And they're complaining that I don't get as much as a man because you're not doing shit. You're not even fucking working. You're on fucking Facebook talking shit about, niggas get more than me. Because them niggas even the McDonald's niggas get more than you because you ain't doing shit but complaining. And that's the problem, is they don't understand the reason you ain't getting as much is because you're emotional, because you ain't getting out of that and working toward what you want. I think a woman can do a lot of things better than men. A lot of women are amazing.
For sure.
But there is feminist movement has made women not appreciate being women no more.
It's made them too high and mighty. That's really what it is, bro. Yeah. That's so really basic. What it is. It's high and mighty. Because I challenge any one of these the women that act like that to go talk to your grandmother. And I guarantee you, she wouldn't tell you to act the way you're acting right now because she didn't act like that. I can guarantee you.
And she'll give you a good reason why.
I can guarantee you your grandma wasn't no bad bitch. I can guarantee you she wasn't no bad bitch. Your grandma was trying to raise them kids so your granddaddy could go do something. When your granddad got home, his food was cooked and the house was clean and all the kids was taken care of. So that way your grandmother could just worry about the house and your granddad could just worry about the bills, not having to worry about both of y'all at the same time just because you think, oh, I'm supposed to provide for you, even though you're just probably my girlfriend. Like that, it doesn't work. It just doesn't work. Like how you expect a dude to be 60-ish, acting like he's in the 60s, but women acting like the 2000s. How?
It don't make no damn sense. A woman. The problem is, I think what's happening right now, because of this feminist movement going on, I feel like women are attracted to betas at first.
Boy, that lit got me hot. Boy, I can't even lie, son. Nah, go ahead.
I think at first they want to mess with these beta because they feel like they're giving them everything they want. Like, oh yeah. But then they run game on these beta niggas every time. Every time. I don't give a fuck what no one says. The nice guys always finish last, and that's some real shit.
It's real.
People don't want to,
especially in this generation.
But
in this generation,
if you look at the numbers, motherfuckers want to argue. Oh, well, we changed. Hell yeah, we changed. Look at the divorce rate. Look at this, and I'm going back, single mother rate. Look at the rate of even people not even getting married. There's no marriages really now. There's maybe 15% of marriages,
especially among our people. Among our people, it's just
bro. Don't even get me started with our people. We probably have like an 8% success rate on marriages right now. If you go and really look down all these numbers, bro, because you have to break down one number and break down the single. You have to break down a lot. And it's sad, bro. And then people are like, well, it's a new world. It's going to be a lonely-ass world where none of us have strength because everybody's working alone. And then every woman going to be mad, eventually going to go lesbian because us niggas ain't going to take this forever. And I'm just going to say it because I know what I am. I'm blessed that I have a good woman who understands, like, her strength and my strength. And we work together. So nobody is over each other. But if I had a woman who tried to belittle me all the time, make me feel like, oh, yes, ma'am, what the fuck I look like? My ancestors did that slavery shit. I ain't gonna be a slave for no one. And the problem with men now is they're too fucking weak. It goes back to that shit, not being raised by a man to tell you, all right, bro, you need to stand up a little bit. Bro, don't take that.
Because they ain't never have that. They ain't never have that. And that's the reason why so many of these dudes, bro, nowadays deal with so many with so much fuck shit. And I'm, for me, bro, like I can't deal with no loudmouth woman. I just can't. Now, people watching this or the birds that's watching this, that can't comprehend, they'll say, oh, so you just want a woman that'll just shut up and listen.
No.
That's not what I said.
Not at all.
I don't want somebody that I'm having to argue with after if I say, hey, can
we get some tuna?
Yeah, or can you get this for me? Go pick this up for me real quick. And I don't want to have no, because that's not how shit's supposed to work. You help me, I help you. That's called being a team. That's what it's called.
And
we.
That's another problem. People are too fucking sensitive and don't understand when you're in a team. Sometimes you guys are gonna say things that are constructive criticism, but motherfuckers is so sensitive now, niggas including. If you try to tell a nigga anything to help him, man, fuck you, nigga. Well, he doesn't say that, but mentally.
No, that's what they say sometimes. That's what they say sometimes. Oh, well, they'll never say, oh, fuck you, like, as in, like, oh, like, fuck you, nigga, like, what's up? But they saying it like, oh, no, like, fuck that, like, nigga, fuck you. I ain't finna do that, like, hell nah.
And that's the problem. Motherfuckers don't want to hear nobody. Everybody got the answers, but nobody got the right one. And the motherfuckers who will shut up and sit down and listen to other motherfuckers are the smartest ones, because we wait and we learn from other people talking. Like, if you see me out in public, well, you already know, but if other motherfuckers see me out in public and I ain't drunk, I ain't gonna talk to motherfuckers I don't know much. I'll listen to everything motherfuckers say. The only people I talk to is my close family, and that's my friends, but my close people, and on this shit, because this is what we doing. But a lot of these motherfuckers sensitive, insecure, never been taught how to be men, and the whole world is paying for it. Because that thirst comes from them beta ass niggas, and then alpha niggas deal with it. And then
most that I get it. We're gonna come back to this because this is actually a for sure conversation. I just want to get to, because I know we got that in the title and we didn't really get to a lot of the. Did you see George Floyd? 2 of the guys have already bonded out.
Yep.
$750,000. Now I ain't know. Yeah, hey, I don't watch nobody pockets, bro. I just know ain't no police officers making that kind of money. I don't give a damn how long you been on the force. Ain't no way you could have saved up $750,000 as a police officer. So, and 2 of them has already been released. So who is bailing these dudes out?
That's what worries me. What I think is happening is they have one of them crowd funds going on. But even this is the most hopeful thing that's going on.
And even if that is the case, how sick is that, bro? How sick is that?
Exactly.
You.
That's why I'm saying the best case possible is it's one racist nigga. But what I really believe it is it's multiple motherfuckers.
Oh, it's more like GoFundMe's and all that other stuff for sure. Yeah, it's for sure.